If you are over the age of 65, I need you to stop what you are doing and listen to me very carefully. There is a silent, invisible clock ticking inside your circulatory system right now. Most doctors won't explain this to you until it is too late. But by the time you reach your 65th birthday, your body's ability to produce the single most important molecule for your heart health has dropped by over 50%. This isn't just about having cold hands or feet in the winter. This isn't just about feeling a little more tired than you used to. This is about the sudden, terrifying risk of the blood simply stopping. It's about the dried riverbed effect that leads to strokes, heart failure, and cognitive decline. You might be watching this thinking, well, that's just a normal part of aging. I am here to tell you that is a lie. You do not have to accept cold extremities, brain fog, or high blood pressure as your destiny. What if I told you that you could turn that clock back? What if I told you that the solution to waking up with energy, with warm feet, and with a sharp mind is likely sitting in the produce section of your local grocery store right now? We are not talking about another prescription with a list of side effects longer than your arm. We are not talking about expensive, flashy supplements sold by 20-year-olds on the internet. We are talking about two specific, affordable, natural foods. Two foods that, when combined in a very specific way, do something that modern medicine struggles to do. They actually rebuild your body's ability to heal its own arteries from the inside out. I'm going to give you the exact protocol. I'm going to tell you exactly how much to eat, when to eat it, and most importantly, the 3 critical mistakes you must avoid, or else none of this will work. But you have to stay with me, because we are going to fix the flow starting right now. I have spent the last 20 years analyzing senior health and nutrition, and I know the frustration you feel. I know what it's like to feel that heavy sensation in your legs when you try to walk up the stairs. I know the anxiety that creeps in when the doctor puts that cuff on your arm and frowns at the numbers. And I know the fear of becoming a burden to your family because your body just isn't keeping up with your spirit. To fix this, we have to look at the root cause. Why does circulation get worse as we age? It's not just bad luck. Imagine a garden hose. When that hose is new, it's flexible, it's wide, and the water rushes through it powerfully. But leave that hose out in the sun for 60 years, what happens? It gets stiff, it gets brittle, cracks form, and inside gunk starts to build up, narrowing the space for the water. Eventually, the water just trickles out. Your blood vessels are that hose. When you were 20, the inner lining of your vessels, called the endothelium, was pumping out a miracle gas called nitric oxide. This gas is the traffic controller. It tells your arteries to relax, to widen, and to let the blood flow freely to your brain, your heart, and your toes. But here is the scary statistic. Simply due to aging, your production of this gas plummets. Without it, your vessels stiffen, the pressure rises, the nutrients stop getting delivered. This is why you feel tired. This is why you forget names. The fuel line is clogged. So how do we fix it? We cannot just wish the nitric oxide back. We have to force the body to make it. And that brings us to food number 1. Food number 1 is the nitrate king. You might already guess what it is, but hold on, because if you hate the taste of this food, I have 3 alternatives that work just as well. Food number 1 is the beetroot. Now, before you click away because you remember your grandmother boiling beets until they tasted like dirt, listen to the science. Beets are rich in dietary nitrates. When you consume them, your body performs a chemical magic trick. It converts those nitrates into nitrites and then into nitric oxide. It is literally like injecting fuel into your engine. A landmark study published in the Journal of Applied Physiology looked specifically at older adults. They found that seniors who consumed high nitrate beet juice didn't just see a small improvement. They saw their blood pressure drop significantly within hours. Even more impressive, their exercise endurance increased by up to 16%. Imagine being able to walk 16% further to play with your grandkids without getting winded. That is the power of opening the pipes. But here is the problem. I read the comments. I know many of you are saying, I cannot stand the taste of beets, or more importantly, I'm worried about kidney stones and oxalates. This is a very real concern. Beets and spinach are very high in oxalates, which can cause kidney stones in some people. If you are prone to stones, does that mean you are doomed to poor circulation? Absolutely not. Here is the secret list of alternatives that almost nobody talks about. If you cannot eat beets or spinach, you need to eat arugula, also known as rocket. You need to eat cabbage, lettuce, celery, or watercress. Arugula is arguably even better than beets. It's packed with nitrates, but has lower sugar and lower oxalates. So if you are team no beets, you are team arugula. Now let's talk about the protocol for food number 1. You cannot just eat a beet once a month and expect a miracle. You need consistency.
Here is the plan. Start your day or your lunch with a nitrate source. If you are doing beets, you can roast them or you can drink about 100 milliliters of beet juice. If you are doing greens, we are talking about a large handful of arugula, spinach, or kale. But wait, how you prepare them matters. If you boil spinach or beets for 20 minutes, you are boiling away the nitrates into the water. You are killing the medicine. You must eat them raw, lightly steamed, or roasted. Do not boil the life out of them. Now, we have widened the road with nitrates, but we still have a problem. The road itself, your artery wall, is still stiff and brittle. We need to repair the structure. We need to make the hose flexible again. This brings us to food number 2, and this one is going to shock you because it sounds like a cheat meal. Food number 2 is cacao. I am not talking about a milky, sugary candy bar you buy at the gas station. I'm talking about raw cacao powder or high-quality dark chocolate that is at least 85% cocoa. Why cacao? It comes down to a compound called flavanols. Let me tell you a quick story that changed how heart doctors look at aging. Researchers from Harvard studied a group of people called the Kuna Indians who live on islands off the coast of Panama. These people do not have high blood pressure. They don't get it when they are 50 or 60 or even 80. Their blood pressure stays the same as a 20-year-old's. The researchers were baffled. Was it genetics? No, because when the Kuna moved to the city, they got sick just like everyone else. It was their diet. The Kuna people drink about 5 cups of unprocessed cocoa every single day. The flavanols in that cocoa signal your endothelium, that inner lining, to repair itself. It reduces inflammation. It stops the plaque from sticking to the walls. It makes your arteries flexible like a brand new rubber band instead of a dried-out old one. So, here's the synergy effect. This is the secret sauce. If you eat beets, you get a 20% boost in flow. If you eat dark chocolate, you get a 20% boost. But if you eat them together, studies suggest the effect is multiplied. You are using the nitrates to open the door and the flavanols to keep the hinges oiled. It's the ultimate 1-2 punch for senior health. But, and this is a huge but, you are going to fail if you make these 3 mistakes. I see people making these mistakes every single day, and then they complain that natural remedies don't work. Mistake number 1, the mouthwash trap. This is going to sound crazy, but listen. Do you use strong antiseptic mouthwash every morning? If you do, you are accidentally destroying your heart health. Remember those nitrates in the beets and arugula? Your body cannot process them alone. You rely on good bacteria living on your tongue to convert the nitrates into nitrites. If you swish with an antibacterial mouthwash, you kill those bacteria. You can eat all the beets in the world, but if you just used mouthwash, the conversion stops. You get 0 benefit. So switch to a non-antiseptic mouthwash or just use toothpaste. Let your natural oral microbiome do its job. Mistake number 2, the sugar trap. When I say dark chocolate, many of you hear chocolate cake. If you eat chocolate that is full of sugar and milk, the sugar causes inflammation. Inflammation is what damages the arteries in the first place.
You are stepping on the gas and the brake at the same time. You need 85% dark chocolate or raw cacao powder. It's bitter, it's earthy, but that bitterness is the taste of medicine. Mistake number 3, the blood thinner interaction. I need to be very responsible here. If you are taking a medication like warfarin or Coumadin, you've been told to watch your vitamin K intake. Greens like spinach, kale, and even beet greens are high in vitamin K. If you suddenly start eating 3 cups of spinach every day, it can interfere with your medication. Does this mean you can't have good blood flow? No, it means you need to consult your doctor. You might be able to adjust your medication, or you might focus more on the beets, the root itself, and the cacao, which are lower in vitamin K than the dark leafy greens. Always, always put safety first. So, how do we put this into a daily routine that creates a viral change in your body within 30 days? I want you to try the Flow Smoothie for breakfast or a mid-morning snack. Here's the recipe. Take a handful of arugula or a small peeled raw beet if you have a strong blender. Add a cup of water or almond milk. Add 1 tablespoon of raw cacao powder, and to make it taste good, add half a banana or a handful of berries. Blend that up. It might not look pretty, it might look like swamp water, but when you drink that, visualize what is happening. Visualize that nitric oxide flooding your system. Visualize the capillaries in your cold toes opening up. Visualize your brain getting a fresh bath of oxygenated blood. Give this 30 days, just 30 days. If you're worried about the oxalates causing kidney stones, remember the swap. Use arugula, cabbage, or watercress instead of spinach. Drink plenty of lemon water to keep your kidneys flushed. You have the power to change how you age. You don't have to just sit there and let the clock run out. I want to know which team you're on. Are you Team Beet or are you Team Arugula? Let me know in the comments below. And if you found this helpful, please share this with someone you love who is struggling with their health. Now, if you are looking at your legs and you see swelling, or if you are worried that your blood pressure is already in the danger zone, there's a physical technique, a specific way to squeeze your hands that can lower pressure in minutes. I explain it in this video right here. It's the perfect companion to the diet changes we just talked about. Click here and I'll see you there.